Hello, hello everyone. How are you doing? Please say hi in the chat, in the comment section. I am so happy to be here and I hope you are too. I want to introduce myself and I love to self describe. Just because in my audience, sometimes we have people with low vision, people who are blind, or people with visual disabilities. If you have never tried that, please take a chance and try it. And just describe yourself in the comment for me. I love to get to know people. I Gosh, I just love people in general, to be honest with you. Hi everyone, I am Ingrid Laster. I used to be called Flora Daisy, but that's another story. I am now Ingrid Laster. I am a black woman. I'm always smiling. I am currently rocking some wavy black hair. I am wearing I would say a little vest that is yellow and black and a dress that is black. And that's about it. Please let me know where you are joining me from. I'm always curious to know, so don't feel shy. This platform is really an opportunity for us to engage, for you guys to ask questions, to share your thought. Sometimes we don't really get a chance to be in a room where there are many people, diverse people, So this is a safe place for you to engage with me, to ask me questions, or to share your own thought or experiences. And again, if you want to help each others, feel free to do that. But please, not salesy, don't sell things. I want this environment to be an ideal environment for everyone to learn and to grow together. I hope that makes sense. Don't feel shy. Say hi in the chat or in the comment section. I see someone saying hi. Mo is here. He said hi. Hi, Mo. Where are you joining me from? Let me know. Again, folks, don't be shy. Today, I want to talk to you about, really five steps that really shows that you meant to be inclusive and welcoming to everyone. Really leading with inclusion is such a beautiful and important thing. And I have five steps that I want to share with you. Of course, there could be more steps, but I like to keep things short and sweet, if that makes sense. I see Mo just answered, I'm from India. Oh, yes. Hi from India. I see Justin is also here. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to see that. Okay, Justin is here. Hi, Justin. Hello from Richmond, Virginia, United States. I used to live in the DMV area. I used to live in Maryland and I was working in Virginia. So happy you're here, Justin. Love it. Again, folks, don't feel shy. Okay, don't feel shy. Just say hi. And if you're watching on a replay, just write a replay and say hi. And and I want you also to engage with me. I will be asking you some few questions, not to put you on a hot spot, but mostly to have, just your value, your feedback, your thoughts. So play along with me. Amy is also here. She said, hi all. I cannot be on camera, but from FI, is it FI, Florida, maybe? But originally from Japan. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see you here, Amy. Amy and I had a great chat, and I can't wait to hear a little bit more from her. She directed messaging me, and we have a good chat. So, guys, if you want to talk to me, I'm an open book. You can reach out to me at any point in time. So I see also someone else say hi. Aina is here. Hi Ingrid. Hi Aina. I'm super happy to have you. Aina is actually gonna be joining me in 2 weeks. So guys, please, I mean, this session is really meant for you to give you value. So please join me, enjoy the conversation. I think I even have Aina post here. Aina, let me brag a tiny bit about you before I start the show. So Aina is gonna be here. She's gonna be talking about why most corporate training fails and how to make yours unstoppable. So Aina, I'm so happy you're here as well. So again, please feel free to say hi in the comment. I can see everything live. Super happy to be here. Anna is sending me a little bit of kisses, sending you more kisses. And everyone, I'm super glad that you took time in your busy calendar to join me. So without further ado, I don't like to go too fluff and just talking. Which can be fun. I can do that all day, but I want to share value with you. And I think that because your time is so important, I want to make sure that I'm sharing those 5 steps that I think could be game changers if you have not leveraged some of them. So, step number 1, which is kind of obvious for many people, but before introducing that steps, let me just tell you a side story, okay? And ask your feedback, your thought, right? So we know by now that running a business is really about providing value to customers. It's really about serving, Either you're sharing information that are valuable to people, either you're selling goods, products, right? Or maybe you are selling services. So really a business exists only to support, right? To support and to help. Now, some people, in my journey for for entrepreneurship as a business owner, told me, "Hey, you gotta be bold when it comes to business. You have to be confident, and you do have to have a little bit of attitude." Now, here is the kicker: where do you put your attitude? In a way that generate revenue and sales, or in a way that actually reject revenue and sales? So I've seen a lot of businesses taking an interesting trust strategy. Let me just say that, an interesting strategy. And I wonder if this is an efficient strategy. So I'm just going to share that with you. Can I share that with you? And please let me know in the chat. Just say yes, share the strategy. I really want your honest opinion. It's going to be funny or interesting, but let me know in the chat. Can I share this strategy with you? Let me know. Just say yes in the chat. Let me see. I know sometimes things are a bit more slow here on my platform, but let's see. Say yes in the chat. Say yes in the chat. Let me know. Oops. Ooh, is it frozen? I don't see anything. Guys, folks, let me know. Okay, basically, the strategy is, I talked to you about having confidence, being bold, and having an attitude. Well, okay, I see Justin say yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Justin. So the strategy is, well, and I see Aina said yes as well. Thank you, Aina. The strategy is that business owners think that closing the door on customer face is what increases revenue and sales. The first time I heard that, I was like, wait, what? So please, do you think that this strategy can work? Closing the doors on customer faces will increase sales and revenue. Let me know in the chat. Is that a yes for you or is that a no? Closing the door on the face of the customer will increase sales and revenue. Amen. I'm just going to share my thought on that. I thought that was ridiculous. You know, as a business owner, you want to welcome people. You want people to, to talk about your service, your product, your information to more and more people. You want to welcome people. So isn't it funny that 80% of websites are actually rejecting clients? 86%. That's almost 90% of website. This is crazy. Your website should be inviting people. Your website should be attracting people. But 86% of websites are pushing a big clientele away. This is crazy. Indeed, according to the WHO, there are more than 1.3 billion people with a disability in the world. And, a survey has shown that 86% of websites are actually rejecting these clients. And these clients with friends and family have a disposable income of like $13 trillion. I was like, wait a minute, that's money you're leaving on the table. No, don't do that. So many organizations, many businesses with a digital presence, with a website, are actually rejecting $13 trillion. It's crazy. This strategy doesn't work. Closing the door on the face of customers will not increase revenue, will not increase sales. So I just wanted to share that. So now I see different people say, whoa, yes, that's not going to work. I see Justin say, no, that will probably not work. And I said, it depends. And I like that you share it depends. You might be able to share in the comment later on what makes it, you know, a yes or a no. And I love that. This is why I think that inclusion is such an important and beautiful thing, because you can hear everyone thought and nobody's wrong. To be honest with you, there's always two sides to some of the stories. And I am learning so much from different people with different perspective, with different thought process. And I think this is beautiful. Love it. Aina, thank you for sharing. I see someone says LinkedIn user, I have to track you down, but someone says not at all. Yes, if you're closing the door to people, it won't work. No revenue. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. Love it. Okay, Amy said no data is king for me. Of course, engagement too. Okay, I see more say no, it's not gonna work. So thank you guys for sharing. So when it comes to the first strategy, the first step that shows that you are committed to inclusive experiences for everyone, people with disabilities, people without disabilities, people who are really approaching or navigating in various ways or form of shape, is to make sure that your digital presence is inclusive. Your website, for example, should be inclusive. You know, making sure that, for example, people who can only use a keyboard can navigate on a website and access or operate, anything on the website. Like if they want to buy something, they should be able to click on the button, right? You also want to make sure that color contrast on the website is sufficient for folks who have low vision, or maybe someone is watching, browsing, and the light that is facing the phone is quite high. So, but enough color contrast will help that person still view the content. You want to make sure that a person who's using a screen reader can really navigate and perceive everything. I do remember one time I wanted to, like, was it I wanted to buy something, but I was checking on the website, and the button to buy, to make the payment, didn't have a label. It just said button. And I was like, wait a minute, how can someone who's blind know that this button is just the payment button? That's a rejection. Am I gonna take the chance to click on the button if it says delete? I don't know. Make sure that things are properly labeled on the website, and this is gonna show people that you really mean it. You really are embracing inclusion in every way possible. Your website should be inclusive. It shouldn't be just closing the door on customers. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thought. All right. This is creating visibility that most people will appreciate. Like I said, $13 trillion is not cheap change, it's money. It is money, okay? So the second thing that I want to talk quickly about is PDF documents. That's the second step that you want to make sure that is inclusive and accessible to everyone. You want to make sure that the documents you use, or even the communication tools that you are using, but I'm going to talk about communication tools very soon. When it comes to PDF and document, you want to make sure that people are able to perceive it, to see it, and to navigate through them. you know there are PDF used for, for application, for guideline, for education, for bank statement, for transaction, for contracts. Did you know that a lot of PDF are rendered as blank to a lot of customers, users, and partners? Indeed, whenever people are just sending a PDF that could be like a scanned PDF, it's an image. And folks who are using a screen reader, folks who are blind, folks with dyslexia who have challenges reading the document and rely on screen reader, or folks with reading or learning disabilities who are relying on screen reader to read the information, they will just hear blank, cricket when they navigate the PDF. Sighted user can see the text information, the images, the links, the bullet points, everything on the PDF, which is beautifully structured. But folks who are using a screen reader will only hear blank. Isn't that crazy? But it is true. I've helped so many folks in my journey. One of my clients did ask me to make their PDF inclusive and accessible. So we needed to create proper tag inside, proper alternative text for images, ensuring the color contrast was ideal, making sure that the PDF as it was presented to folks who are sighted was also properly presented to folks who are using a screen reader. We had about 300, almost close to 400 pages to make inclusive and accessible. And these documents were bilingual. It was in French and English. Please don't take a chance and say, hey, my PDF is inclusive and accessible. Have you tried to use a screen reader on a PDF before? And I'm curious, has anyone in this audience tried to use a screen reader on a PDF before? Let me know in the comment. Let me know. It's mind blowing. You see a valuable document that is presented to sighted users, and you give it to someone who is blind, a leader, a partner, a client, a family member, a community influencer, and this person only hear blank. Woo! My goodness. All right, I see a few comments. Let me see that. I see Justin say, did not know that. Yes, Justin. Yes, this is real. And this is important. I see Aina said, oh, whoa. Yes, Aina, this is serious. Oh yes. Okay, Aina said she have used the screen reader before. Oh my goodness. Aina, I will be curious to hear or to read what was your experience like using a screen reader. What was some of the challenges? We have just a few minutes, so I can really share a lot, but I'm always curious. Okay, so Aina, later on, if you have the time, just share a little bit of your experience. It will just blow your mind, people. I see Justin said, no, I haven't used a screen reader before. I see Amy say, yes, it didn't work. Yes, Amy, it didn't work. But the beautiful thing, or I will say the crazy thing, is that a lot of people thinks that PDF are just working fine. They are accessible. They're not. I'm sorry. Yes. Aina said, It's frustrating. We always tell folks to ensure their source file are accessible before changing the format to PDF. It makes so much sense. Love it. Thank you for sharing, Aina. Navigation is the top one. Oh gosh, don't get me started on that. Okay, I want to move forward because we still have a few steps that I want to cover. So, step number 3, platforms and communication tools. You know, I've seen a lot of incredible inclusive leaders talking about, hiring for diversity. I was like, yes, someone talking about, speaking my language. Hiring for diversity is such a beautiful thing. It increases, production. It increases innovation. It is welcoming more folks to the table because you are thinking about great representation within your organization. You know, a leader once told me, I am excellent at what I do, but I do not see everything that other people do. And I was like, wait a minute, she's right. She is absolutely right. So having diverse, folks working within your company is what gives you this other perspective. And as I said, inclusion is such a beautiful thing, guys. It's such a beautiful thing. So let's talk about platform here. Not all platforms are inclusive and accessible. Let's talk about HR platforms sometime. There are incredible platforms out there, even, job posting. Sometimes job posting are not inclusive and accessible. Some platform where you say to people, hey, we need, a person with XYZ experience to support our company, love, this. We are ready to have you share your knowledge and all that, all those beautiful things. And then the person goes on the platform, they can't even do anything. The platform is not inclusive and accessible. What? That's pure rejection right there. Is it visible? Yes, it is visible. Communication tools. Let's say you were able to get a good platform. Someone with a disability just joined your company. They're working there, but hey, the tools they are given to work with, not good. They get a computer. This person is blind. Need to rely on screen reader. And you're like, we don't have that. And I was like, wait a minute, what is that? I went for an interview to support a company around inclusion and accessibility on digital product. And they said, Ingrid, we have a test for you. And I said, yes, I'm ready for the test. If you don't know me, I love tests. I love challenge. I love supporting and, unpacking complex things to make it inclusive and accessible to all. I love it. Give me a test. I don't mind. I love it. So they give me a computer to do the test. Guess what? There is no screen reader on this computer. What do you want me to test? There is no tools to allow me to do the testing, the revealing, the viewing. And I was like, are they serious about looking for the right person or is that a trick? Well, I did my very best with nothing at hand. That computer was not helpful. So I had to do everything on my own, figuring out, looking in the code, finding things that I can share with them. And then after the interview, I told the person, well, I love what you did right there, but it would have been better if you had some of those tools to help me do the job and properly give you a report. But either way, it's totally fine. And I listed a few tools that they can use. And the person was like, wait, what? They hired me. They just took me in. They're like, she knows way much. They took me in to support them. So really, it's important. It's very important to have not only, you know, not only the platform, but to also ensure that the platform is inclusive and accessible. All right. So when you want to hire, make sure that this part is also done. So that's number 3. Number 4 is procurement. Guys, leaders, organizations, I can sweat that part. asking providers if they have a solution that is inclusive and accessible and letting them checking the box of yes is not enough. It's not enough. You know, you need to add more jargon, more question in your procurement processes. Ask if they have a VPAT for the solution that they want to share. You know, ask if they have someone with accessibility expertise in, you know, in the group, in the team, in the project. You don't want to take product that is coming from people guessing. I can guess all day long. Is it going to work consistently? Ah, not really. Okay, so it's important to have the right people with the right knowledge to support. This is so important. I've seen and supported so many companies where this information was not really properly defined in procurement. And then when they spoke to the client, the provider, about making things inclusive and accessible, the client said, no, that was not a requirement. You just asked if we were accessible and inclusive. We said yes. There were no language around. We are not committing to refine, update, or do anything. No, we're not doing that. And so the client was left to figure out how to fix or retrograde or update the solution that they just got. You just pay for something and it's already failing somewhere. Not good. Not good. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you have encountered such experiences, or maybe your company has been through such experiences. Let me know your thoughts. I see a lot of comment. I love them. I'm going to go back and read most of them. Please keep your thought coming. I want to hear more. Oh my goodness. The other thing that I want to tell you is number four, internal and external marketing. Some folks feel like, marketing is just for the product or the service, or the information. Oh, we have such and such happening. Marketing is also a representation of inclusion and accessibility. It's a representation of the diversity. It's a representation of what your brand, your company stand for. It's a representation of so much more. Some business do a good job in that area. I've seen Apple creating content with people who have a disability, various disability, and highlighting how this has shaped and innovated their processes. Some companies are still behind. They're not sharing. And since they're not sharing, no one knows that they're doing a good job. They are going through the journey. They are moving the needles. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be something. So that's number five. So here you have those five areas: the website, the document PDF, the platform, and the communication tools. Communication tools, and you also have the marketing. But I want to give you a quick bonus. I know I'm on top of the line. I have to free you. For those folks who have to go, please feel free to go. For those who want to listen to that little piece, please feel free to rest, to stay with me. And if you're hearing something that resonates with you, please give me a thumbs up, give me a reaction, connect with me. I'm always an open book, as I said. The last piece that I think will even take you faster when it comes to sharing your commitment for inclusion is and accessibility is training. Don't let your folks guessing. Don't let them guess what they need to do. Training can shift the culture of a company. Knowledge is such a beautiful thing. I remember just today when I was sharing, Justin just said, I didn't know about that. Now Justin knows. He knows. And I don't think he can unknown this, at least for a little while. I see, let's see, Amy just shared something. Fundamentally, the organization level and HR also need to be advocated to shift, to change. Yes, and that's why I said that training is important. Some people do lunch and learn where they bring folks with experience in the disability and accessibility area. Some people bring people with lived experience to share. This is important. Some people feel it's not valuable, but trust me, it is shifting the mindset of your company. It's important. Training is key. Let me ask you a question right here. Will you be happy to get your meal from someone who has no knowledge of cooking? Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with that. Someone who has no knowledge of cooking with a high end kitchen, or will you take your meal from a cook, an expert cook that has maybe a low end kitchen? I know what I would choose. Let me know in the chat, what will you choose? Are you going to go with the person who has a beautiful kitchen but no knowledge of cooking? Or will you go with someone who has great knowledge of cooking, even though maybe the kitchen could be a little bit more shabby? A or B? Who are you going to be choosing? Guys, don't be shy. Let me know in the comment. I know who I'm going to be choosing. I'm going to be choosing the person who has more knowledge. Period. And if given the opportunity to have a high end kitchen, this person is just going to be soaring. Like, it's crazy. So it's important to provide training. Training really help people shift in culture. It gives them the tools, the knowledge to create inclusive experiences. And it also gives them the ability to relate to the community of people with disabilities. Listen, some people usually think, and organizations sometimes think that, helping someone with a disability get the product or services, or hiring someone with a disability is just a one person. It's never a one person deal. It's actually a package. People with disabilities are often parent, kid. They live in community. They have a group. They have many more people following them. So closing the door to one is really not closing the door to one, but it's actually closing the door to many. So, like I said, with friends and family, people with disabilities have 13 trillion dollars in disposable income. I hope that helps. Again, if you have any question at any point in time, feel free to share it in the comment. I will go back after the show and go through the comment and read and respond. But for now, I am leaving you with that. One of my coach said, there's no limit in this world. Her name is KCB. KCB said, there's no limit in this world. So everything that we see, we can create. Everything that we dream, we can create. The only thing is to take a chance to have an open mind and to discover. I'll see you next time, and bye-bye.